lubrication on this book if it's your first book about Batman. And that book we are talking about is, well, first of all, let me introduce. How dare I? Welcome to Secret Identity. I'm your host, not Vengeance, but Troy Bond, joined by my co-host, Mr. Brent Birnbaum.
Salutations.
And our oracle in the chair, Ms. Slater Harrison.
Time for unpleasantries. That's right. Let's get it. It's time for unpleasantries. Let's get unpleasant.
This book is a slight bit unpleasant, but the great reset of Batman comics, would you say?
Absolutely.
It's no more the Brave and the Bold, the Blue Bat, although I guess, Nightfall was after this where Bane broke his back, right? This is sort of like the reset of, if this is your first Batman book, you're going to have a little misunderstanding of the character.
I would say when...
I saw it all clearly.
I can see clearly now
Batman
the bat is gone.
Returns.
But yeah, I would say when Batman was originally published in 1939 by Bill Finger. By Bill fucking Finger and no one else.
Billy got fingered, okay? Not Freddie, not Frankie.
You do not insult the name of Bill Finger. We insult one name, Bob Kane.
Bob Kane.
Bob
Fuck
Kane.
Bob Kane.
Fuck
I'll
Bob
hit him with a
Kane.
cane. I'll bob him with a cane right over the head,
Fucking
bitch.
bob and weave all over his ass.
Dig your ass up and cap your parents, make you see as many times as we had to. Bruce Wayne.
Bob.
Stupid Bob Kane. He didn't even come up with that origin.
No,
that was also Bill Finger.
Oh, was it? I was going to say Frank Miller.
I thought you said
year one.
I thought you said he didn't come up with that orgy. I was like, whoa, now.
Yeah, Bob Kane went to a lot of orgies.
Finger went to
Never
orgies.
credited anyone for making him orgasm.
Never once.
No, because that's how Bob is.
Bill's like, what I use
cold.
this finger for?
He's cold like Bob
We
Vance.
need to give more credit to the orgasms. I'm sick and tired of these millionaires like Bob Kane getting off and not giving credit to the orgasms.
I remember when I came up with Batman, I said, a guy, he's a man, but he dresses up like a bat. That's a good idea. I like that. We have Alfred. Don't trust him. I never worked with the guy. I didn't know Alfred Pennyworth. He worked with me in a limited capacity. Okay, the hush money I paid to Selena Kyle. That had nothing to do with the election.
The number of girls that I become
Batman
1%.
I'm the best Batman, okay? I saw Ben Affleck the other day. He was with J-Lo. You know J-Lo, piece of ass, doesn't sing her own songs. We love J-Lo. And he said, sir, I never saw anybody with a cowl like you. I said, that's right, you never did and you never will.
This man is a liar and a thief. He
Love
stole
don't
the
cost
idea
a thing.
of Batman.
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree. You exist within the context of all that surrounds you.
You're deranged. Coconuts don't grow in trees.
I am the presumptive nominee. You are going to be locked in a padded cell in Arkham.
You're not even black. All of a sudden you're black.
When did that happen?
You've always been Indian.
You see, racism is like a spectrum. All it takes is a little election. If Hillary was allowed to say she carries hot sauce in her bag, I can spin the truth just a little bit. You see, to them, you're just a white guy, like me.
I would have voted for Hillary for a third term.
If she got to in the first place. That's what this book is.
That's what this. Yeah, this. Oh, sorry.
No, I'm gonna study Kamala and I'm gonna come in hot with those impressions soon. It's gonna happen. Get ready. Yeah, I was just about to. I'm like, she's not ready yet. She's still preheating, but I'm gonna get her.
Save it. Build to it.
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna get right to the edge and then get it.
You are
Kamala.
She is the queen of edging.
Yeah, she is. She's. Yeah,
Oh no,
she's,
you.
She's how? Oh, I am. All right.
Well, she sort of is. She edged for 4 years, being like, "My turn's coming."
Kamala, that's true.
Yeah,
Prairie
she's on the
dogging.
come up.
You right.
You right.
Yeah, yeah.
Every book's not that related.
My mom put on Facebook. I was showing Malika before. She put on Facebook just a text with a color background, like a mom post. I'm surprised she could even do that. And it just said, Kamala, 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 Kamala.
So when Batman came out in 39, the comics were dark. It was a reflection of the period of the time, the Great Depression. Batman was an anti-hero that
He's
the
a
people
boxer?
wanted. He was kind of, I think you told me that. He was like based off a boxer. I didn't know that.
The martial arts thing wasn't there
Right,
yet, which
yeah.
makes sense considering the animosity we had toward Japanese Americans.
Wow, yeah, that's a good
So I
point.
think
Yeah.
that's probably where that but boxing was also UFC and martial arts back then. That wasn't an American thing.
Right.
Like boxing was our pastime.
Totally.
Be beating the hell out of
Yeah, yeah. I'd love to box when I'm just chilling.
Yeah, Dempsey. That's who I was thinking when I was looking at some of the earlier issues. I was like, oh, okay, he's definitely based off that.
Yeah, I could see that. I learned that from you. I had no idea about that. I learned that on the All-Star Superman podcast. But Batman kind of...
I like that you retain information and then apply it later.
I listen to my friends.
Yeah, I got to get better at that. Is this a bromance I'm watching? I had no idea you guys were into each other like that. That's cute. I'm gonna look under the table halfway through and see how into you are.
Into each other we are.
Exactly.
Shout out to the person in the comments who commented, is Brent a stand-up or is he just Troy's best friend?
I saw that and I liked it. I was like, you see
Someone
right
also
through.
said, I said it to you, but they said Brent is Beast and Troy is Deadpool.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
I'm just Mary Poppins.
No, you're Domino. You're Dogpool.
Ooh, your dog.
Yeah, Dogpool. That's her name, Mary
I
Poppins.
know, I love
Mary
that snap
Poppins.
story.
Yeah,
I mean, that Insta story.
Yeah, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I always wanted to say that. Okay, go. That was the first time I did it right.
But yes, in the 60s, Batman became silly, like with the Adam West TV show. It was a reflection of like pop art, like Andy Warhol, a deconstruction of Batman. This is a return to that 30s dark Batman. And this is probably the second darkest Batman story ever written.
Arkham Asylum being one.
Third darkest Batman story ever written.
What's one?
Killing Joke.
Live edits. Oh.
Well, Killing Joke is so much.
It's not even a Batman story, really.
It's not, but it's so much. It's like, what was that movie that came out where if you saw the thing, it made you crazy with Sandra Bullock a few years ago?
Oh,
The Blind Side.
I said blind too, but I meant bird box. I was like blind box, bird side.
Yeah,
what was that shit? What did she do?
Congeniality too.
Oh yes. The proposal.
You know how Bird Box was? It was scarier that you didn't see the
Totally.
thing. Killing Joke to me was always that you didn't see what happened at the end. You didn't see what Joker did to Barbara Gordon. A lot of it was left up to your interpretation as the reader. Whereas this was very literal in what you saw, save for what happens in the Tunnel of Love.
Yeah.
But this is a reflection of the time period it came out in, all the way up to the actual real world. One of the few times DC uses real world examples.
Totally.
With Reagan and Superman, which the whole time I read this book, I'm like, God damn, you're such a bitch, Clark. Like, of course you would be aligned with it, with this guy. But it's Civil War without it being Civil War. It's sort of like the first Civil War-esque roots.
It's also a lot like Watchmen, and it was coming out around the same time as Watchmen. The idea of if Superman worked for the government, kind of like Dr. Manhattan, and the idea of U.S. and Russia getting closer to nuclear war. But instead of actually blowing up a city like they do in Watchmen, instead it's an EMP that goes off, and you see the pandemonium that happens.
Which is actually kind of great, because I feel like with most of these so far, there's always, they just end it with a bomb. And I'm like, can we do a little
sort of
derail
trope,
here?
Like,
can we do something crazy?
How many Marvel movies have you seen where the third act is always the same? It's the third act CGI boss battle. You know?
The blue sky beam.
They're like, I just want to blow shit up.
Yeah,
it's just pyro on set.
Which was, I thought, the cool thing about Deadpool and Wolverine at the end. It wasn't like a CGI battle. You just had that Deadpool core versus Wolverine.
Totally.
And then they still found a way to neutralize it. Was it? I think Dogpool was the reason why they stopped fighting. That was a cool. People aren't sick of the movies. They're sick
Doctor
of the
Strange was the one that did it well. Instead of having this giant fight at the end, he catches Dormammu in the time loop in the Groundhog Day.
Even in the second one when they're fighting with musical notes. By that point I was.
That movie fucks.
Okay, thank you.
That movie's awesome.
I was about to get scared.
You were
I'm so
testing
sick
the
of
waters.
people shitting on that movie. Multiverse of Madness is awesome.
I was watching it. At first, I was like, are they having a fight with musical notes? I said, hell yeah. Sam Raimi is doing the damn thing.
Like, criticism I've heard of that, there are people like, it's just a big budget Evil Dead 2. It's like, and?
What's up? Bruce Campbell?
Yeah.
Hey, Papa Pizza always gets paid.
The pizza boss.
He's punching himself in the best post-credit scene.
Oh, with the
It's
hand.
over.
Yeah.
So good.
So good.
Oh, I
This-
feel like you just touched each other under the table.
Well, some few people hate on it.
Because
Or
you
some
were
people hate.
testing the waters. You were like
was.
nervous to say it,
I
and then
wasn't
Brent was
sure.
like, "Do it."
His favorite Spider-Man movie is Far From Home. I didn't know.
It's No Way Home.
No Way Home. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
which one was the one where they're in Paris?
That's Far From Home.
Far From Home. You
Yeah.
liked that one.
I
which
did.
surprised
I
me.
love that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
that's what threw me off.
Oh, okay.
Boy always got a trick up his sleeve.
I like
Yeah.
most comic book things, except for there's like two books I don't like, and people jump down my throat whenever I say I don't like them.
You're like, but I love all
I-
800 million
Infinite
others.
Crisis and Final Crisis. They're stupid books.
Naturally.
Every episode, you just got to piss off that.
I will
fan base.
continue. Someone even commented, they're like, I can't wait for them to do to do Crisis on Infinite Earths. So Troy, I
like-
misspoke. I do like Infinite Crisis. Crisis on Infinite Earths I hate. So Troy can clown Brent, and I'm like, I don't think Troy likes this book.
You're
either.
like, it's never gonna happen.
Now I'm gonna read it and have to take the side of the book because I'm gonna be like, "This is Brent was wrong."
I'm just
yeah.
gonna do that whole one by myself.
best part of that book
And then you
hilarious.
guys just like beep in when you have an opinion.
I
And
know,
I'm like,
yeah.
no.
You can
You were
unmute
gonna get
us.
so confused by that book. I get confused by that book. You're gonna be
You
like,
dumb bitch.
you're gonna be like, what the fuck is an anti-monitor?
You cannot think anywhere
cannot
more
retain this
than yeah. Like
Yeah.
you don't even read good.
You don't watch Rick and Morty.
I
It takes a
do.
certain level of
It's a
intellect.
certain level of intellect
To understand Rick
watch
and Morty.
Westworld.
Yeah, and I watch that shit. I watch it backwards, forwards, in
Watch
it, around
You
it.
don't get it.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, it's over, and they're like, yeah, that's what the credits mean, Slayer.
This came out in 86, 87, I believe.
86.
86.
You confident on this one, ain't you?
Yeah,
She's
baby.
reading my notes.
No, I'm not. Do I have any notes here?
None that the camera
Do
could
I
see.
have any notes?
We
I
won't
don't.
snitch
What
on
do you
you.
think this is?
Yeah.
Your
This is
manifesto.
my to-do list that I'm never gonna get to. That's what that is. That's fucking
I
goes
hope
back to
not. Number one is
2018.
kill Troy and Brent.
Yeah, and you guys don't even know.
Dear
Slowly
diary,
poisoning.
today I had another dream about murdering Troy and Brent.
One day I'm just on Secret Identity, like, welcome your host, Slater.
And here's
There's
Troy
no one else there.
as your head. Yeah. And here's Brent.
And I bet you 1986.
So this was coming out. This was
This is coming.
All right, Slater.
Okay, I'm sorry.
What book was Frank? I didn't put this in the notes. What book was Frank Miller writing at the same time as this?
Okay, I mean,
And
obviously.
we reviewed this on the podcast.
Obviously.
You were on that episode.
Yeah, obviously it was Justice League. I mean, that's
Yeah, he
just
wrote the Justice League book.
Yeah,
It's
the
a
whole
red- it's a
thing.
red
He
Marvel
also
character who can't see.
he's part of the boys production
yeah,
team.
you know the answer to
He's
this question.
Also, what?
Ask her again.
He's a red Marvel character who can't see his.
Yeah, Daredevil.
Yeah, no, you
All
were-
right, so we're gonna cut that. Make sure I look good.
I was
All
trying
right,
to.
boss. Thank you. Truth or Daredevil. We never
reporter.
did it. I'm a reporter.
Shout out Ben Urich.
Oh, Ben.
He was
Ben,
working on this
Ben,
at the
Ben,
same
Ben.
time. Interesting.
So this one he was writing and illustrating. Born Again, David Mazzucchelli was the illustrator, and then they brought in David Mazzucchelli and Frank Miller a year later to do Batman Year One.
Of course.
It's the whole DC and Marvel don't have a beef with each other,
Not at
man.
all.
Like they need each other. One does well, the other benefits. It just keeps an interest in the genre going.
That's
And
what, yeah.
Frank Miller, like this was his golden era. He's sort of a controversial figure now because he's very much an artist that's fuck you, I'm gonna do what I want to do. Here's my interpretation.
Fuck you.
Fuck you, man.
Fuck you.
Yeah, Frank.
It's fine, okay.
I can have Batman say he fucking loves being Batman. Okay, like
Batman
it works.
is-
Okay, like I can have Wonder Woman take her shoes off in the Batcave if I want to. Okay.
Batman is wearing flip-flops only from now on, okay?
So we have Selena Kyle, okay, and she's running a service for feet. It's not weird, okay.
It's not weird if Alfred rubs his bald head all over her ass. Okay, that's don't fucking work.
Don't
Fuck
act like you
Dan.
haven't had a foot job.
If you were a billionaire, you would do it too. Okay. He
Okay,
wanted-
Rex Ryan loves it.
Yeah, it was a weird time because I feel like they weren't sure the direction of who Batman was in the universe, and this sort of clear cut. Good cop, bad cop.
Yeah.
Superman, Batman. But, like, you don't root for Superman because he worked for the feds.
No.
Batman sort of comes out and he's like, it's the Thanos thing. Fine, I'll do it myself.
Yeah. It's the, and one thing I picked up on this, and which I realized from reading Born Again, is something that Frank Miller does really well. He switches the perspectives. So it's not just Batman narrating this. Sometimes it's Carrie Kelly, sometimes it's Gordon, sometimes it's Superman. You saw that in Born Again. Sometimes it was Matt, sometimes it was Fisk, sometimes it was Karen, sometimes it was Ben Urich, the reporter.
It's all just one person with schizophrenia.
All interesting perspectives, and I like when we get that in a book because it's like, I mean, it's world building. Essentially, you see how different events that are taking. It's not just like Batman can drive a Batmobile across a rooftop. What are the consequences of that? There's people who live in that building. How are they feeling from that? Well, they're not going to tell that story. The reporter would be the one to tell it from that ground. So Frank Miller does an incredible job at building his own world.
Yeah, he almost creates a more human Batman than the Earth 1 Batman, because basically what Frank Miller is saying here is this is Batman responding to the death of Jason Todd. A normal person would hang up the cowl and say, okay, I'm retiring. I let this teenager die on my watch. I'm not going to be Batman anymore.
Never again.
Never again. And that's what set this in motion. Batman's been retired for 15 years or 10 years because of Jason's death, and it's only because of Harvey Dent coming back into the scene that he brings the cowl back.
Yeah. Return of the Bat.
So there would be no Tim Drake in this universe. It was just Dick, Jason, and...
Well, Tim wasn't published yet as a kid.
That's right.
Tim was published in 89.
Yeah, and Jason died in Death in the Family, right? That was the one which was 85, 86?
Like something like that.
Yeah, where the Joker
84.
becomes the guy in the UN.
I hope you're not right about that.
I hope I am.
You're just fucking guessing.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I am just throwing it in the ring and seeing what sticks. I don't know.
So with that exposition, who are we dealing with in this book?
The main characters here are Bruce Wayne Batman, a 55-year-old retired vigilante. So he returns to Gotham as a result of Harvey Dent coming back into the scene. Then we have Commissioner Gordon.
Harvey dropped a new album.
Put
a real dent in his schedule.
It's called Two-Face!
It was featuring Chet Hayes. It was fantastic.
Lot of N-words. No N-words in sight.
So Commissioner Gordon's the second main character. So he's the police commissioner. At this point, he's about 70 years old. He knows that Bruce is Batman.
And he's 2 days from retirement.
He's bat many roles for Bruce. Bruce, you see, you always thought I was this fighty-duddy, but you know, I bet the role's over here, and then Yindel's gonna come in, and she's gonna ruin it for you. I don't have your money. Your money's at Fred's house, and Fred's money's at Bill's house.
Bill.
And Gordon is on his way out, but he wants to take care of the mutants who are the antagonists in this before he does.
Yes,
that's his like last thing he wants to do.
Yeah.
They're like, can you explain the mutants there?
Not really, because they're sort of like made for this, and then nothing.
We don't have time.
They're like anarchist, futuristic crime fighters that exist in a world where Batman has set. This is why Batman would never step down. As you saw in Kingdom Come, instead of retiring, he employs a bunch of drones that keep the city in line. In the absence of that, Gotham has no protectors of these mutants over time underground. Sort of built up a gang, a resistance who are essentially tearing Gotham apart. And Gordon knows Bruce Wayne is Batman. And
I'm getting too tired for this shit.
Yeah, I'm too old for this shit.
Too old for this shit.
No, my buddy Dutch is a president. He's definitely too old for this shit. What happened with the Contras, Dutch? What happened?
Pension.
I said I'd keep quiet about the cocaine smuggling. And Gordon doesn't ask Batman for help, but what helps spring Batman into action is the mutants have gotten to the problem where he sort of can't ignore it anymore, and Batman's very egotistical, and at this point is old, don't really give a fuck, and goes, all right, I guess I gotta show you guys how to deal with these mutants. And so essentially the mutants are just these overgrown it's a gang, but they're second. It's like in The Dark Knight when they were in the vault and Batman goes, one man or the entire mob, it could wait. Harvey Dent is on the loose. They don't know that, or they think that there might be a connection with Harvey and the mutants.
Totally. But yeah, I think that's those
are the mutants, because like they weren't in anything before.
No,
this is a futuristic story. This is what people in the 80s thought the 2020s would be like. Cyclops visors, Nazi nipple pasties. And just all the
seriously,
it's just very like gothic blade porn era. I like how we all went for our nipples on that, just to make sure that our nipples
don't titty fuck me.
You don't like what you're saying?
I don't want to be titty fucked.
There's my nipples.
Look at them. Look at them in the eye.
Cover my nipples.
Eyes down here.
Ich bin ein intolerant.
That's a term, right? Nickel nipples?
I don't know why you're looking at me for that.
It is now, Nickel Nibbles.
It is now.
That's my superhero
Gonna
name.
bend her
It's
over
Nickel
barrel.
Nibbles.
It's my secret cap.
I'm always Nickels.
I'm always hard. Dimes. Okay. I don't even know what that means. Who's next on our character list? Carrie Kelly?
So she's
Yeah.
a girl who becomes the new Robin after being inspired and saved by Batman. She's 13 years old, though.
If his issue is I don't want to have another Robin.
Right.
He has Carrie Kelly, who just sort of comes about and he's like, all right, yeah, cool, you'll do. I need a hand.
He calls her a soldier. It's very much the flaw in Batman and the flaw in Xavier.
Yeah.
By calling her a soldier?
Well, just like thinking of these kids as
like,
like
call me
soldiers.
daddy.
Yeah.
They're kids.
Yeah.
And he always justifies it. Frank Miller wrote a Batman and Robin book a few years ago, which I love, but it highlights Batman's sort of ignorance toward what his own flaws were, where it was when Dick's parents get killed and he's at the circus with Vicky Vale. And right after his parents get killed, he goes, puts on the Batman cowl, then grabs Robin, throws him in the Batmobile because he's afraid that the cops are going to come and they're crooked cops. No DCF, no child services, nothing. Just picks up Dick in the middle of the night and goes, hope you're ready for a war, boy.
Don't act like you haven't picked up Dick in the middle of the night.
Hey, but like that's, and the whole time he's sort of second guessing what he's doing, and it's always when Dick punches him across the face and goes, "I'm tired of your rules, man. We're not doing this." That he goes, "Oh man, maybe I shouldn't have done that." 6 months later, hey, look, another kid, Jason. You steal hubcaps? Come work for me, child laborer. And Carrie does not have a good go of it when she is Robin. Almost fails every single time when she tries to do something.
Almost dies so many
times, and he is in no condition or age to be helping her out and mentoring her, but he still does anyway, and it still kind of works.
Yeah. It's a very cool character who I don't think has ever really appeared in Earth 1.
No, first time I saw her was in I know she's from this book, but that animated series episode where they did the 3 one-off short stories where they did this, but like in an 11-minute form. That
was a good
very,
episode.
very, very cool. And I love her as a Robin. And if you ever saw Batman versus Superman, this is who Batflick was based off of, was this thick version of Batman, and I say thick with 2 C's.
Yeah, I was gonna say
he didn't even
big
got
boy.
he just his neck, man, not even a neck, just head, shoulders, knees, and
toes.
battering.
Silver Fox, though.
Yeah, Silver Fox,
Knees
Bruce
and toes.
Wayne,
Yeah.
man. Did I miss any characters?
Joker, obviously. We know who the Joker is.
Yeah.
Joker has been catatonic, though, since Batman retired. You should know that.
That is important.
Yeah, Harvey Dent. So Harvey, he kind of sets the series in motion. He's been in Arkham. He gets his face repaired. And so there's this stupid psychologist who fucks everything up throughout this story.
Is he the one who in the Superman shirt?
Yeah, he's such an idiot. And he's just like, Harvey Dent is cured. And Gordon's like, but what about the people he murdered? You go, forget it.
It's all about the
They got nothing to
outside.
say. Do you think he minds? It's like Sopranos. He don't mind.
It's the outside that counts.
And
now
I thought they smelled bad.
It's not about what I did. It's about what's fair.
You thought we could be...
And after Harvey, who else we got after Harvey?
Superman.
Oh my God. Oh man.
First thing you say,
Bitch, you make me
on that
hurl.
face.
Yeah, Superman, motherfucking A-cab, man.
I can't stand to fly.
I just love.
I'm not that naive.
I was. I don't
You
know.
don't know that song?
No, I was waiting for the ballad.
Gav DeGron. And I don't know the rest of the words.
I'm more than
a bird. I'm more than a plane. This is Superman's anthem.
Pretty face beside your face.
It's not easy to be me.
Wow. We'll be right back after.
You're going to Hollywood.
You got something.
Kids.
And what you got is moxie. Just get on your knees and I'll make you a star.
Next up, my trunk. Hop in.
I've been around the block, kid. I'm gonna make you a superhero.
Yeah, but you're new kids on the block. That wasn't me.
It wasn't me. That had nothing to do with that. Donnie Wahlberg, he's a great talent.
He's great.
You like Batman? I'm gonna put you in a Batman porno.
You want a cape? You want to fly high, kid? Come with me.
Statutory cape.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Alfred is somehow still alive.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You see, the secret
Yeah.
is I drank some of that blood. Ellen DeGeneres. That's all we're going after. It's the adrenochrome, Master Wayne.
But I
Every
will
morning
never
I wake
age.
up, I'll drink baby blood the size of a tangerine.
The last main character is Green Arrow. So Green Arrow is continuing his crusade against crime fighting, but he's not like Batman. He does it in the shadows. He's lost an arm because of Superman, because he doesn't fall in line. Dark Knight Returns Book 1, Gotham is plagued by crime and corruption.
What?
I know. Can you believe it?
Can he catch a break? Can the city calm down for just a season?
A 55-year-old Bruce Wayne is retired. He's restless. He's haunted by the memories of what's happened to Jason. But
We're not.
Lulu.
We're happy as hell, Jason. Going.
he does decide to don the cape and cowl again after witnessing the mutant gang's increasing violence. Simultaneously, Harvey is released from Arkham. His face is fixed. He's beautiful. And who paid for the surgery?
Mr. Bruce Wayne.
Bruce, I don't think this is a good idea.
I didn't care. I need a tax write-off this season.
I'm gonna write off your face.
Actually, 2 dependents, 1 for each face.
One for each side. He is Two-Face, though. I'll give you that.
We need to tax Two-Face twice.
Then I'm going after Bernie Sanders, trying to tax all the billionaires.
That won't take long.
Just snaps his neck.
I didn't even touch him. He just fell.
Yeah.
Paralysis, I would have expected more from you, Batman.
I would have expected.
you did.
I would have expected 2%.
Darling, this is ridiculous.
You're garbage with a D+ rating for that NRA.
Don't talk like you're one of them.
Do you think he has a stair chair?
Even if you'd
Bernie?
like to be.
Yeah.
To them, you're just an independent. Like me. They need you now, but after they get your super delegates.
I'm codependent on my depends.
I have 1 VP. Well, that's the VP I'm going to have to break if you want to win the nomination.
I go number 1,
these
2, and 3.
millionaires and billionaires, we need to tax them.
But not the ones that donate to my campaign that lead me to have $200 million.
Not the ones that I like to fuck.
You see, the NRA actually makes some valid arguments.
Have you read the transcript?
And let's not get
It's
started on the
titillating.
manifesto.
You want to know how I moved to Vermont?
My
Ben and
father
Jerry's.
loved Jordan Peterson.
My father was an immigrant.
From Canada.
Like you. Who says I need to practice Judaism more openly?
So here I am.
And when he comes out of retirement, very much that's the Dark Knight Rises. The kid, you're in for a real treat tonight.
Oh yeah, dude. With I forgot that was inspired by those
I
panels.
love that, man. Like it's Nolan was so great at. I don't think he really wanted to make that movie, and when he did, he sort of reached into the best parts of this book to make it what it had to be.
Totally. And it was awesome. And it just like Batman, he knows these crimes are being committed and he knows it's Harvey, but he doesn't want to believe it. And Gordon obviously knows it's Harvey. This is before Long Halloween has been written, so that relationship between Gordon and Harvey wasn't really established.
Right.
And so Batman, this is a great scene when he stops Harvey, and and Harvey's been wearing these bandages. He kind of looks like Hush, and he unmasks him.
Oh yeah, he
Yeah.
does.
Yeah, I think they probably took the Hush costume from this actually.
Yeah.
And he unmasks him and he sees that it's Harvey because he keeps saying he goes I could let him die. He goes, but if he falls to the ground, he'll be splattered. I can't recognize him. I need to know if this is Harvey. And so he saves him just so he can know. And he takes off the masks and he sees that it's Harvey. And Harvey's beautiful, but Harvey's like both sides match. And what he realizes is when the surgery happened, Harvey's good side was completely destroyed. So the Harvey side's gone, and it's really just Two-Face. And so Harvey's like, what do you see? And Batman says, I see a reflection. He sees both sides as bad.
Yeah, that was weird. That was weird to see because I watched it.
What's your interpretation of that?
I think it's...
Because that's always his soft spot is
Yeah.
Harvey Dent. Like that's sort of the tragedy of their relationship is Harvey and Bruce. There's that episode of the animated series where he basically does the same thing. He does the reconstructive surgery and Bruce pays for it and Harvey's going,
He got half off.
he got half off.
Yeah. I know I've said with Jason Todd coming back to life via Lazarus Pit, the biggest regret of Bruce's career is the scarring of Harvey Dent.
Harvey Dent. Yeah, that's
Literally
always
and
because that's
figuratively?
That's his. He never intended on being Batman forever, and Harvey comes along and he goes, "This is it. This is the solution. This is how I don't have to do what I have to do anymore." And so Harvey Dent is that one friend who continually fucks up and doesn't deserve a second chance, but just that's the hero of that's the point, Batman.
Yeah.
And he always is trying to reach out and save him. And then this is the end. There's no. All right, I'll see you 20 years down the line.
It's like a world that was calling for Bobby Kennedy and like that's so hurt by Vietnam and just calling for this guy to save it, and then he gets killed.
Yeah, and nobody's calling for RFK Jr. now.
I was waiting for that to come in.
The only person calling him is the dead worm in his brain.
I think he sounds pretty okay to me.
Yeah, sounds pretty all right. I want to thank Mr. Harvey Dent and Larry David for setting us up. Get vaccinated, but don't. I never told anybody not to get vaccinated. My uncle and dad both got shot. That's why I say don't get the shot. I guess I'm shit for doing that, boys, but he's dangerous and bad for America.
So yeah, Batman's return catches the media by storm. There's mixed reactions from everyone. That stupid psychologist is blaming Harvey Dent's crime wave on Batman.
Oh my gosh, that dude pissed me off.
That dude sucks.
Oh, I'm so happy what happened to him. I
Yeah.
won't spoil it till we get there because I want to talk about it.
Yes. Gordon is obviously still Team Batman, but he's being replaced by this woman, Commissioner Yindel, who's anti-Batman. Also, Batman saves this 13-year-old Carrie Kelly. She gets inspired to be the new Robin.
Yeah,
and she really goes for it, man.
Yeah.
Like, no resume, straight in.
horrible shoes, just jumps out the window, starts going at it.
Yeah,
has no
she's
idea what
not
she's
very,
doing.
she doesn't have good balance.
And it's been what? Probably 10 years since there's been a Robin, right? You know, I mean, where does
And
she
Dick
Why
is still
is
alive.
that?
He's just not contributing anything.
No, and I wouldn't either, honestly. Like, I do like that this is Dick sort of putting his foot down, going, yeah, you shouldn't be using kids anymore. Look what happened. You literally got one killed. And
I think he becomes the Joker in the sequel to this, which is a terrible book.
it's a really bad book that nobody, it's like the last Ronin sequel, which Frank Miller did.
Did he?
Yeah, it just takes it. There's like,
How can there be a sequel to the last?
I know, because money is still left.
When I will not be reading it.
Frank Miller's the fact that he has so many hits and so many just shitty things that he's done too, like
Yeah.
The Spirits.
Yeah, there's
It's
got to
such
be,
a weird-
there's always a flip, you know?
He's
He's
Nick
like, I
Cage.
got to balance.
Yeah,
I'm going to
he
purposely
has to have
bomb.
one, honestly. Like, his contribution to comics is why I won't ever. It's very cool to shit on Frank Miller. I won't, because of the greatness of this and Born Again and the history of his comics. But
And Year One.
and Year One
And Sin City.
and all of those are perfect. Like Year One, first origin story, start to finish, which came out after this.
Yes.
In 1989.
87.
Damn it. That would have been so cool.
For that reason, Frank Miller will always be a top 5 because anybody who writes and illustrates their own books, just amazing. Like to be able to do both, and people don't even realize what he did for the character of this. That is part of the ethos that he created, did not exist within the character at all, and all of the things that we like, many of the core aspects of Batman we know started with Frank Miller.
If you ask the average comic nerd what the number 2 graphic novel of all time is, they would say this.
What would they say is one?
Watchmen.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
This is my book I could pick up and read every day. This and Watchmen, honestly.
And Mein Kampf.
And, well,
That's me, sorry.
I was going to say, you're confusing us again. This, Watchmen, and Long Halloween. Someone asked me the other day, what's your favorite series of books? And those 3, it's hard to beat those 3 for me.
Yeah.
Like just from start to finish.
No, it's great.
I'm also just you Batman stan. And Born Again is getting up there for me, too, the more I've been rereading it.
It's so good.
And also, just to jerk you off a little bit, I've been reading the Attack on Titan manga just because I want to watch the show again. And my brother was in town this week, and we sat down. We just read it together for hours. It's just so good. Just one of the best.
There's a reason why I picked it for it is my number 1 anime. Full Metal Brotherhood, which we'll eventually get to, which is my
I
number 2
remember you
anime.
mentioning
That's
that.
a great anime too. Like you guys will both love it. I have if you like Titan, you'll love that.
Yeah,
And it does the one thing that Titan doesn't do. Sticks
Ruin
the
the
landing.
ending, yeah. I'm very much looking forward to starting out one.
Next time you have like a big flight, I would just like binge.
I might start that bitch tonight. Who knows?
It's
going to take a flight in my bedroom.
Those books are all up there for me, though. I'd say my number 1, if there was a gun to my head, what is my favorite comic book series of all time? I got to go with with the Bendis and Bagley run on Ultimate Spider-Man.
All right, I'll host this.
Is my favorite
that was the first
Spider-Man.
book I read.
Somebody was it? I thought so.
Yeah.
Spider-Man can have a lot of hit or misses. That Ultimate Spider-Man, maybe it's because it's the one writer the entire time. It's so good, but I mean, it's perfect.
It's the best Spider-Man story about Spider-Man, because when people go, well, what about Kraven's Last Hunt? That's about Kraven.
Yes,
Yeah.
and in many ways, still about Spider-Man when you see what people's reaction within his orbit is to him being the one that always lays a smackdown on.
Book 2.
Oh, yes.
So Gordon's getting ready for his retirement, though he still supports Batman.
What could go wrong?
Yeah, right. He's still supporting Batman in his fight against the mutant leader, because as you said before, this is like Gordon's final mission. He wants to just get rid of the mutants, and the mutant leader is fucking twisted. He's this guy who just looks nuts.
He's like Kevin from The Office.
He does. He looks like a
can't
buff
put it
Kevin
on.
from The Office.
Yeah,
Spilling chili everywhere.
Yeah. It's a hot chili mess. It's a hot chili
what
pepper.
did you say when you were talking about it? You're like, why use a lot of word when little word? Do?
Yeah. Why talk with more words when few words do? When I president, they know. They know.
And what's this dude up to?
He's fucking crazy. He's just twisted, and he's calling for Batman's head. He's calling for Gordon's head.
I want him dead.
I want him dead.
I want Gordon dead.
I want their head.
I want his head. I want
In Gotham, we like a baseball.
Oh god.
So this mayor, who's an imbecile, goes, "Why don't
Eric Adams.
That's honestly who
The
was
number
based
one way
on.
to combat Batman is to keep nightclubs open 24/7. All day nightclubs.
He's like, why don't I negotiate with the murderer? And what does the murderer do? He can we get a little Norm here?
He murders him. Didn't see that coming. He killed him. That's the thing about criminals. Not trustworthy. I don't know who I trust more. The incumbent mayor or the criminal murderer. Yeah, that's a real who's who. Am I gonna have
That's
walk me home at night?
Sophie's choice.
It's Sophie would have chose not to deal with the murderer.
So Batman decides to fight this mutant leader and gets his ass kicked.
Whammy at him.
Wow!
Whammy!
Yeah, he don't have the you could drive your race cars and wear your mustaches all you want to, Brucey, but you can't just get back into that cowl without doing some stretches first.
Real
Especially,
talk.
you say he's in his 50s?
55.
And he spent 25 years fighting crime. He's probably, realistically, his body's 70, 75.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to get annual checkups, and he very much had that dog in him, just rub some salt in it. He just does not have that anymore to be taking the mutant thing up. So what does he do?
He realizes he's fighting the mutant leader the wrong way. He was fighting him like a young man. He's like, I shouldn't try to beat him with physicality. I should try to beat him with my mind. So he says to Gordon, he's like, Gordon, help me out this one last time. Get the mutant leader out of prison, because the only way we can beat the mutants is if I can show that I'm stronger than their leader. And Gordon's like, I think this is a bad idea, but you've only let me down every time I've worked with you, Bruce.
And I think if we put him in a mud pool wrestling, that ought to show him who's boss.
Yeah, and maybe we can invite some of Barbara's friends from grad school. Did I say that out loud? I'm not.
Because I meant to.
I'm not an old perv.
But if you guys are into that, I got him on speed dial.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's weird unless you think it's normal, which I think it's normal. And we're going to have their feet in there, and it's muddy feet.
Fuck you.
I love feet.
Okay.
Give me 10 toes in mud. I'll make it a masterpiece, okay?
And Gordon lets him out.
Gordon lets him out, and this
Who
time
let the prisoners out?
we have one rule on this podcast: no Baja Men.
Let the dogs out! You cat bitch.
And it sort of becomes the Beat It video, where it's like Batman and them, and it's like, and they're just circling around, and then he's got to beat him up in front of all of his friends. Just Batman, I will defeat the mutants.
And then Batman just keeps eating burgers. He's like, I only saw the Weird Al version.
He's like, eat it, my punches, eat it, knuckles. If it's getting broke, you're bleeding.
Show me the funky. I don't want to fight.
It doesn't matter. I'm gonna kick your ass.
One of the greatest scenes in cinema, the Zoolander walk-off.
Oh my lord.
Set to beat it.
Yes. As they're trying to take the underwear off, one-handed.
exactly.
Yeah.
Enigma.
Wow.
Oh man.
And
I
back
can't
to your
believe we
regular
made a podcast
schedule.
out of this,
Okay.
my friends. God, you look handsome on the tube.
Oh,
Sure looks good on the tube.
you guys.
You guys stop
It's
it.
just you guys rubbing off on me.
What do you mean by that?
So Batman beats the mutant leader. The mutants then decide to follow Batman now, and so they become they become known as the Sons of the Batman.
They become nuns and they're very faithful.
They become yeah.
Yeah.
But Batman's
Sisters, get together. We're going to follow Batman.
It's like Sister Act, except they're all mutated.
Yeah,
and,
Whoopi Goldberg's on the front
very
lines.
impressionable.
the subject of Jews.
She becomes the new Batman. She goes, all right, here's how we're going to fight these guys. Fuck Joy Bay, huh? I have no eyebrows.
We're going to fight through dance numbers.
We're going to go after Megan McCain and take her down. She goes under the name The Penguin.
So, that's good.
Whoopi Goldberg?
No. That was your Whoopi Goldberg?
Yeah.
Oh.
Did you think it was
I was
my
just
Barack
saying
Obama?
it was good for Penguin because nuns kind of, their outfits look
I
like
should have
that.
quit while I was ahead.
No, that was good. You were 2 ahead. You just didn't even realize.
I guess so.
All right. Back to you.
And back to you, Brent.
Back to Brent in the studio.
Back to Brent with the weather. Batman's
It was raining. I'm sorry.
You had to know you control it, Jew.
back.
There was a tornado in Buffalo, actually, when I was leaving. That was my flight was
Why would
delayed.
that matter to me?
Because you're the weatherman, you piece of shit. He just said you control the weather. I bring up a weather topic, and then it's just all for Casey. Oh, Slater said something dumb.
Controlling the weather is an anti-Semitic trope.
Anyway, Twisters, go out and see
you're
it.
like, oh, did you know there was actually a tornado? You should know. Your cousin created it.
You know, you have family out there in Western New York. I know you do.
Slater Harrison
I
knows
know you do.
Slater Harrison knows too much. Have her eliminated.
And that was the last time we ever
guys left
saw
the pan.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
Batman's resurgence has an undesirable effect in the fact that
The Joker's been in insane asylum, not moving the whole time, just because without him, he has no purpose.
But he has lipstick.
he does have lipstick.
He does have lipstick.
Well, he actually doesn't in the asylum.
No, not in the asylum.
Oh, I thought they
spoon-feeding
brought it
him.
in.
No, that's just the color of his lips in comparison, because everything paled when he got thrown in the vat of acid.
what-
Oh, yeah, you
and
can't tan in jail.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I
what does he say when Batman wakes up? He says "darling," right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's hot.
He's got like this weird, disgusting relationship
Oh,
with that.
I thought it
he
was-
loves him.
He loves him. Kill you. I don't want to kill you.
Yeah,
What would
what
I
would
do
I do
without
without
you?
you?
Go back to ripping off mob dealers? No.
Scum who kills for money.
Don't talk like one of them. You're not. Kiss me on the asshole. Right on my cinnamon
Hey,
ring.
I was
I can't. I'd get herpes. Right?
I can see
lick
that
my
cowl.
Krispy Kreme. Glazed.
He gets out of his self-imposed catatonic state once he sees that the Bat has done the thing with the mutants, and that's the second half of the book now.
Yes,
The bat did the thing.
This is him
Back to the
bringing him back. Joker's like, "Oh, my purpose is restored." And Batman's ally is now gone. Gordon stepped down. Yindel is now in power. She issues an arrest warrant for Batman.
Oh, yeah, she came in hot. She was like,
Finally.
fuck this dude.
Yeah. I
We
know,
gotta
he
get him.
breaks a lot of laws.
Yeah,
and he's
yeah.
not the only one. That's
Well, she
saying we need to
creates
bring
a
back-
lot of laws.
She, well, kind
Well, I
of.
guess they did exist. All right.
She enforces them.
He fought the law and the law won.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think
In
she
the
was
end.
like a congressman. I don't think
Yeah,
she was passing laws.
she was like, also vote for me.
But Superman is also tasked with bringing Batman in by
Who tasks him with it?
Reagan.
The other
Say his name.
Why did you say that name?
Save Reagan.
Say it.
Save Nancy.
Save it for the Gipper.
The whore on drugs.
I've got to tell you, I don't like that old Dark Knight out there beating up all those crack dealers. I pay them top dollar, you know. I invented the damn thing.
We're
Dutch,
gonna
he's my
start
greatest
Dare.
ally, actually.
Oh, yeah, well, he's the biggest pain in the ass. You know how hard it was to get that cocaine into this country? I want them dark communities
It was a
destroyed.
literal
I do
pain
too,
in the ass.
but you need to keep up appearances, okay? You
No,
can't.
I don't have to do anything other than keep Nancy the fuck away from me.
You know what
Oh, by the way,
cocaine I had?
I got
up my
Nancy under
ass?
the table right now.
I could hear her. She's the only person who could catch a baseball with her throat.
That's why she
Weakness-
drank a lot of tea.
That's
she
why-
was teabagging.
That's right. She took
Yeah.
a lot of tea, and
Yeah.
Reagan's weakness was remembering shit.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and bullets.
And bullets.
Yeah.
He could not handle bullets.
He's like, wait, my dementia, did I load the gun or my penis?
No, but he is
Anyway.
dead.
This is
Get on your
Joker
knees.
2, Batman. I'm gonna blow up a Ferris wheel.
Take off your large cowl. Show me your real face.
Does he... I guess it doesn't really matter, but does he know who Batman is?
I don't think he cares.
I don't think he cares.
Who, Bowie?
Joker. Oh, Bowie. Yeah.
His name is
Same-
Bruce Wayne.
Bruce Wayne.
Same face paint. Bruce Wayne. That's great. I know your parents were killed for no reason. Don't go to the theater.
Joker.
Pressure.
Alleyways.
Breaking down on Bruce. Shut down Martha in Crime Alley now.
Under pressure.
Batman's out of retirement for the 80th time, but we'll let him in anyway. In any way.
Child
any
soldiers
way.
endangered. Endangered. That's okay. Tale of knowing that Gordon's retired, watching Superman scream, Ronald Reagan. Pray tomorrow, John Hinckley Jr. doesn't miss.
Mutants on straight, go. People on straight.
Under
Batman.
pressure. Wow. We should record like parodies.
Yeah, let's start recording. This is good.
Yeah. Wait, are we recording? I feel like we're hitting all the notes. I think we would definitely get past to the next level on American Idol.
So this is Batman versus the Joker.
Okay.
My favorite part of the book.
Oh, easily the best part of the book.
Yeah. I want you to describe it, and then I want us to talk about it.
Please.
got
I
a
want
lot
you to
of thoughts
describe
about
it
this.
in detail.
So this
Brent.
stupid psychologist who's fucked up this entire book says, why don't we put Joker on Letterman? I know it's not called Letterman, but it's so
yeah.
obviously Letterman.
In the
Is
movie,
this-
it's Conan.
Is it Conan?
Yeah, Conan's the talk show host
that's
in the
funny.
movie.
But what is it? Is that what the Joker movie was
Yes.
like deriving
Yeah,
this
yeah,
from?
that's-
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because
where he's
it pretty much was that, but way more.
Picking up on comic book references.
Well, because we were talking about that, to be fair, but
Okay.
also, this is way more sinister than what played out in Joker because they freaking gassed the whole crowd.
You get what you
Rough
fucking
subject.
deserve! And then this one, he kills everybody.
Kills
No.
everybody.
Everybody
happens,
in the
Brent?
club getting
Yeah, so
dead.
Everybody in the club getting gassed up.
Yo, I got a fake mask doll.
You see, if I was on TV, I would have just sang a cappella.
Just broke a bat, took his body across my knee, smashed into his tiny.
I love late night.
Oh, my little pretty one. When you gonna give me some time, Sharona? You make my motor run.
This is a song that is inappropriate about statutory.
Is it really?
Yes, it surely is. That's the same reason I won't do Cat Scratch Fever at karaoke.
Cat Scratcher?
Cat Scratcher? Ted Nugent isn't allowed to live near a school.
Let me do my second favorite song. It's the remix to Ignition.
Oh, boy. Don't I have some things to tell you from Other Universe, Bane? Hot and fresh out the kitchen, he's in Arkham.
People call me Puff Benny.
But yes, Joker's on Letterman. Yindel's like, this is a bad idea. But the psychologist goes, trust me, I've only been always wrong.
Only been wrong all the time. Give me this shit.
It's like Madam Web. Trust me. No, bitch.
Why? Seriously.
You can't see the future.
But I see the present.
It's like, but I see into people's
I
minds.
can see things after they've happened.
When is now? Just then.
Now.
Yeah, what's he doing when
No.
he's on the thing? He's making a case to the guy. The talk show host is saying you're rehabilitated, all this other
Yeah,
stuff, right?
and they give him. They're like, hey, why don't we give you lipstick? He's like, don't worry, I got my own.
Yeah.
And he's been working with this weird autistic guy that makes bombs that look like babies that fly.
Yeah.
It's
I was
Ebner.
wondering, like, what
The
they
baby
look like
things are kinda weird
They look
looking.
like
Yeah.
the Chucky doll.
They do look like the Chucky.
yeah,
Right?
it kind of reminded me of the ones in Killing Joke.
Yeah,
You know,
totally.
like
Yeah,
those
is
little
there?
creepy
There's
twins.
no through line to those fuckers.
Not that
No.
I know
They
of.
just-
Do you know
they
of it?
I've never even heard of this character before this
Neither
book.
have I. I don't
They
know.
just pop in and breathe fucking stank gas and kill
Pretty much,
everybody.
yeah. I guess they had to figure out a way to get him to be able to bring poison into the studio without.
Yeah,
while
they're like,
still-
how about these two weird robotic
Yeah,
children?
they're like, let's bring
Yeah.
in Phil and Lil.
yeah.
Yeah, seriously, they kind of look like Bill and
Let's
Lil.
Rugrats this bitch. That'll make sense.
They were the inspiration for Phil and Lil.
Yeah, they were.
And once they're in the studio, what happens?
So once they're in the studio, the Joker kisses one of the guests who's like
Slander!
he's like a very pro. She's a very pro sex.
Dr. Ruth.
Yeah,
it's Dr. Ruth. That's basically
that's
who
what
it
that
is.
is.
Yeah. Again with the Letterman thing. You know, R.I.P. Dr. Ruth.
Seriously, and she gets the crazy Joker smile as a result.
Oh yeah.
And then the bomb comes in. And everyone in the showroom, do they get the Joker smile?
Yeah, that was trippy.
So trippy.
That was like really.
That's his version of Superman at the end of Man of Steel, faced with the choice of killing Zod, and Batman he's sort of at this point being like, it might be the time, like I might have to do this now. Like he just killed a whole studio full of innocent people, and that's just the beginning. Like the Joker did that to get his attention, show him, I'm gonna start killing indiscriminately. There's no plans, there's no hospitals. I'm gonna start killing till you do what I'm ready for you to do.
And what does Batman say now? He goes, Joker, this time you're not taking hostages. This time I'm not taking prisoners. And it's so interesting that Frank Miller is writing this and Born Again at the same time, because in Born Again, Daredevil's grappling with the same question. He's like, I don't want to kill. I don't want to have to cross that line. But in Born Again, Daredevil inevitably does have to cross that line because of the trolley problem he's posed with. But Batman still doesn't.
Yeah.
He's...
Let's talk about it and then we'll discuss it, because I'm going to hold on to the page of it because I have some thoughts about it. I have some discussions, and I guess it's, I don't know if it's open for interpretation. I think you were the one who told me it was pretty definitive, but I just want to get to the...
Totally.
Oh, God, I forgot about the Wonder Woman thing.
Oh, dude, He kidnaps Selena Kyle, and before all this happens, Superman finds Batman, and he's like...
Oh, yeah, he has a come to Jesus moment.
Yeah, he's just like, hey, are you going to stop? And Batman's like, no. He's like, he's like, all right, I'm going to have to bring you in.
I found God.
Best shot, by the way. Favorite. I love this frame so much. Such a great frame. Oh, my God, the two of them. I mean...
Everyone talks about Frank Miller as a writer, but as an artist, too?
Oh, my God. The cover alone, it's not this one, but, the shot him with the lightning. My dad has that tattooed.
I was just gonna say, I thought it was just there.
Yeah, no, it's a different. It's very similar to this shot, but it kind of looks like this, all silhouette-y.
Yeah. It's making me silhouette.
That was a good one.
God, that was very good. All right, yeah. So I'm just going through.
This is me giving credit to Slater's puns. I'm working on it.
Thanks, boys.
Slater has incredible amounts of puns.
I'm just,
Someone called you the female Mark Norman.
Oh man,
comedy.
Tunnel of Love chase.
Tunnel of Love.
Just shooting motherfuckers.
It was a tunnel of hate.
Yeah, it really was a tunnel of hate.
Well, he's got a hostage, and then he's like, I'll do it, and then still does it anyway.
That's fucking ruthless.
And Batman keeps saying, I was too late for this person. He sees these two people dead, and he goes, these are going to be the last two people, Joker. And he runs at Joker, and Joker's stabbing him. And Batman also, the way he uses batarangs, he usually uses them to disarm. He fucking takes out Joker's eye.
Right in the eye of him.
And Joker goes, what is wrong with you?
And he's also not really phased or hurt. That just goes to show you how crazy he is.
He has that fucker in there for a long time.
The whole time. Yeah, right. Yeah. Right where he hits him with it.
Batman
and he's just
winking.
Sitting there going,
that's the back cover.
Just an ounce or two more pressure. Do I hear sirens? Yes. Coming close. You won't get very far. And this is after he's got him down, where his neck is, he snapped his own neck, right?
Yeah, because Batman's twisting it, and he paralyzes him, but then he stops, and Joker goes, paralysis? Really? He goes, you don't have the balls, do you? And he goes, you know what the best part is? He goes, it's over for you. He goes, because I'm going to kill myself, and they're going to think you did it. And then he twists.
He twists his own neck, and he's left there. And Batman says, whatever's in him rustles as it leaves. The sirens echoes through the tunnel. Tires screech. The world is growing dark and cold. And then that is the end of book 3, and we're faced with book 4, which is the last confrontation.
And you wonder, like, how do you top this? How do you top one of the greatest Batman Joker confrontations of all time?
The last one.
Yeah.
The bookended
How
one.
Can
for
you
this.
Possibly top this in the next
chapter? Well, there's only one way.
To have Batman beat the fucking shit out of
Superman!
He's like, I'm done.
Physically and mentally. Because you go.
And
you
Superman's so cocky the whole time.
Superman
I don't know. He kind of rubs me the wrong way.
Well, I mean, I would be too if I was Superman.
He really can do anything.
Yeah. But I mean, the fact that he saddled himself with the government sort of, it breaks my heart. 'Cause
Totally.
that's sort of his whole
Well, that sucked.
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, that's
But like, did someone like drag him and make him do it?
no, I could totally see him being the one to be like the Justice League, even if they had ever existed. There's no superheroes. There's no nothing here. I could see him being the Boy Scout, going, I am Judge or
He
Executioner.
is such a Boy Scout.
He's a Boy
I think
Scout.
That's why
and
I'm like,
this is truth, justice, and American way Superman.
This is
you know?
Captain America's
yeah.
argument. He goes, we don't want politicians making the call because what if they have agendas? And Captain America is just like...
politicians having agendas?
Well, that's the thing.
Ronald Reagan?
What?
Because Captain America is just like this really athletic dude. It's just like if Usain Bolt was like working for the government.
Right,
Whereas,
yeah.
Superman is just like
Hussein
a
would
god.
run so fast out of that house.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Captain America is that much more powerful than Usain Bolt.
Yeah, no. I agree.
Only one of them.
Olympics were trending.
So once we get to what does Reagan tell Superman he has to do about Batman?
He says you have to bring him in, and Superman says to Reagan, he goes, I can't bring him in alive. And
What does Reagan think that's going to accomplish, though, bringing him in? That Batman's going to be cooperative?
Like, I just want to have a chat.
yeah.
Rule number one, I learned this from mob movies.
Nancy,
If a
get the tea.
Nancy, come here. And then Batman's like, wait, Nancy's going to be there. I'll be right there. Yes. Yes,
I know
Reagan.
I know that throat.
If there's one thing I learned from mob movies, it's that when a guy says he just wants to talk to you, he does not just want to talk to
That's
you.
it. That's in real world too.
They'll
That's
come at you with
across all
smiles.
universes.
Yeah.
It all means the same thing.
Yeah.
He goes, you see your friends. He goes, they're gonna come at you with smiles.
Yeah, exactly. It's
yeah.
going to be the end of Tommy and Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
no.
wanna-
Oh, no. They whacked him. They fucking whacked him. Oh, Jimmy. Oh, no. Except not Bruce, because he was ready for it either way.
Bad bat.
He's bad.
Bad Superman.
Oh, bad Kryptonian. Oh, no. Oh, Bruce so far away. No. Oh. Yeah. Bruce, I think, is two things. One, he's ready to die, but two, knows if...
He's gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's two things. He's suicidal and he's gay.
No relation.
If I know two things about New Yorkers,
They're suicidal and gay.
we're gay suicidal people.
That's actually not far off.
Yeah.
A good chunk of us are not doing well.
Yeah, it's, talk to your friends if you...
Yeah, it's an epidemic. Reach out to your buddies.
Yeah, your gay ones first. They're the most
Straight
understanding.
one's got plenty of opportunities.
I'm really feeling down. You ever fuck a guy? No. They go, I got bigger problems to fry.
Like, you're depressed. Have you ever tried anal? It might help.
Speaking of rocks, Krypton, gay guys, Superman.
So meanwhile,
By the way, ain't saving shit.
Yeah, there's a bomb that comes off that was launched by Russia, and Superman diverts it, but it turns out it's an EMP. So there's like just a worldwide blackout. Gotham comes into darkness. A lot of the criminals take the streets. The humans turn it. There's this pandemonium among the normal civilians. Batman comes out on a fucking horse with the sons of the
The
Batman.
knight of shining armor.
He leads them. He gets his shit together.
Yeah.
So every other city's in pandemonium. Metropolis is in pandemonium.
Also, I should point out, it's kind of a white horse, you know? Like,
Is it?
Yeah, I mean,
He's on a stallion.
There's Carrie Kelly on it.
yeah.
It's a stallion. Yeah,
I put my
one of the
money on that
apocalypse
racehorse.
horses.
What color is Batman's white horse?
But yeah, no, I love it because there's this. He's got the Batmobile, the plane, the whatever, but now he's got this new. What do they call them? The mutants now. The
Sons of the Batman.
Yeah, like that's sort of what they need him on a horse to follow that guy because
I'm on a horse.
Yeah, it's sort of a return.
You want me on that horse? You need me on that horse.
Look at your mutant. Now back to me. Now look at your mutant. Back to me.
Carrie Kelly really comes into her own here too because she learns the lessons of Robin, which is the job is done. As the job is being, like, you learn on the job.
Totally.
And she is there to pick him up. She's there as backup, and he is there to mentor
But he's
him.
like, don't do anything.
Yeah.
It's
He's
just
really
like,
trying to
I
keep
will
her
not.
up. But, like, he sort of, kills that reluctance to have a partner at this point, even though her age puts her at risk of death. He needs her to get this mission done as much as he needs the Sons of Batman.
Totally.
Yeah. And she's not fired.
Yeah, you're fired.
You're not fired.
You're not fired. Look at this.
You're hired.
You're hired. Yeah, so Batman knows he has one more fight left, though, and that's with Superman. This is actually kind of badass on Superman's part, where he comes to Wayne Manor and he uses the heat vision to spell out in the grass where, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so Batman calls in his one last superhero ally, who's really just an archer.
Ollie.
Oliver Queen.
Ollie, Ollie, oxen free.
I saw that guy get kicked out of the VA.
So Oliver Queen has been operating in the shadows. He's missing one arm from a fight with
Batman's like,
Superman.
hey, man, that's been my thing.
Yeah. But Oliver's actually smarter about it than Batman, because Batman, even though he's keeping his identity a secret, he's making a big show of things. People don't even know the Green Arrow is around.
Is this before or after Soups disarms the nuke and then he
Yeah.
he's
and so
all
then they have to, he decides,
Soups
yeah.
Danuke.
He soups the
I
nuke.
don't know.
Soups the nuke.
Yeah.
So this is the final fight between Batman and Superman. And so Batman, prep time.
Wait, go back to this. That's like Trump's little pillow.
Oh, yeah, in his ear.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. It's
been around a long
There's
long
nothing
time.
creepier than when Superman deals with nuclear weapons, like
Yeah, because the red sun is activated,
yeah,
so he thinks he's dying.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh,
And
well, I thought he fucking was, dude.
Yeah.
You go to the skeleton
even
mode.
like
I didn't know you
in
come back.
BBS when he takes the nuke up to space.
Yeah.
He
With
takes the nuke up to space. He
does, yeah.
I know. I thought you were going to say up his ass.
He does. He knows the only way
He
to
takes
stop
that
this.
nuke up.
I'm up and I'm gay.
Yes.
It's a suppository nuke.
Yes, this nuclear warfare.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good once you get used to the pain.
Suppository nuke. You know those nukes you put up
It's
your
a
butt?
weapon of
No.
mass destruction.
It's
Great pawn.
I'm sorry, what were you trying to say? I had to get that out.
No, you had to, and so did he. Oh, Lord.
Fast to mouth.
He blew up that bathroom after, I'll tell you what.
Oh God! But it doesn't cripple him; it just sort of bloodies and
Yeah,
beats him.
he's fine.
Yeah.
But gives him ample time for
He's
Batman.
fine.
Oh, and by the way, I was wrong.
fine.
Batman's on a black horse while Carrie's on a brown one.
Oh,
But I mean, like,
Alright, well-
cool ass Batman black
Yeah.
horse shit, man.
Seriously.
Like, look at
Yeah.
that. That is the Dark Knight Rider.
Yeah.
And then
Midnight
he's still
Rider.
got it for a 55-year-old banged up and bruised. I also love the contrast.
Hanged up and bruised.
Bruised. He's bruised, Wayne. The little panels with the TV coverage are some of my favorite things too, because it's a great. Instead of just having the descriptor bubbles at the top and you see the art that goes along with it, they have sort of the news anchor. Then you see what they're talking about, and it keeps you you're not really lost in this story at all, as opposed to like a Secret Wars or maybe an Arkham or a book that is. You'll understand it when it's over. This one you understand as it's going on from page to page to page.
Yeah,
They
which
really
I
spell it all out.
appreciate.
Yeah, no, I mean, I do too.
Yeah.
You know how many times I read comics and I'm like halfway through and I'm like, I have no idea what this is about. And then
Yeah.
you get to the end and you understand, and
yeah,
then
because
that
you have artists just spending so much time drawing She-Hulk's ass.
Dude, I know. I'm just like, why is this not a scratch and sniff? Which is the beauty of comics for me is always just going back and reading it like 6 months after. Like when we read Spidey Big Time, I hadn't read it since I initially read it, and I went back and I went, oh man, this is so much fun. Like it's
Yeah,
so
that
much
was great.
That was a great book.
That was really
Great book.
and that was a book.
Yeah,
That
you
was
didn't
like
even read
the Iliad and the
Oh
Odyssey.
no, I didn't.
She
Yeah.
read from the volume, the mini stories.
I didn't read the non-Dan Slott stuff.
No, yeah, she
Big
got
time.
the full descriptor of it.
Big time, big book.
big time, big
time.
Spidey fan, big at shooting webs.
Huge.
So anyway, I digress. We finally get to Bats and Soups.
Yes.
What
Batman,
happens here?
Batman versus Superman. So Batman, this is where he's got that iconic armor that you've seen in Batman v Superman. He's ready to fight Superman.
Oh, it's like Transformer. Batman.
Yeah.
and he's got all this shit. He's got all these. I wonder where he gets all those toys.
In the garage.
Yeah. And he uses the acid. He's using all these things. To,
Oh, the kryptonite gas.
Like the gas. But his secret weapon is he's got
His
this
love.
kryptonite arrow. His love. He's the love bat.
His lube. Lex Luber.
And he goes, "This is Batman 2, Oliver Queen. Please shoot the fucking arrow." Like,
You only work half of the year.
The entire plan rests on Oliver Queen, a guy with one arm, shooting an arrow.
How do you shoot an arrow with one arm? Oh, yeah, he has that weird thing.
This is actually pretty badass.
Still,
He
yeah.
uses his mouth.
Yeah.
But
And then he uses that thing, his mouth.
Yeah, Oliver's busy fighting cops, and Batman's like, "What are you doing?
Help! Did you ever see that video of the guy on the train where he's like, "Police, help! Police, help!" That's literally Batman the whole fight. He's like, "Help!
Where the fuck are you?"
No hablo inglés.
But Oliver does get the arrow off, and that is pretty badass how he uses his mouth to shoot it.
Yeah, that's hot.
And they're like, "Can you eat pussy like that?"
He's like, how'd you think
Man's
I
gotta
learned?
And this is actually,
I had target practice with Nancy O'Regan.
but this is actually,
Reagan.
It's a
I
great.
don't know why I said that.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, Reagan.
Oh,
Sorry.
she's the Irish
Nick
girl.
Theo. That was Nancy's stepsister, Irish girl, great girl.
Or bit because he's sucking a cock.
But this is one of Batman's greatest lines in this is when the kryptonite arrow shoots Clark. He's like, boy, he goes, it took years and a fortune to create. He goes, thankfully I had both.
Yeah.
And then
I do love how Snyder did it with the you feel that's fear.
Oh, yeah.
When he couldn't breathe. It's so because a character in the animated stuff, Superman gets his shit rocked quite frequently because he has
Darkseid.
to. Yeah, dark side and also magic. They always got to bring it. But like
Shazam!
They always
Shazam.
got to bring in a magician.
even Livewire kind of takes him to task a few times.
Electricity!
It's
He
electric.
hates
Boogie,
Edison.
woogie, woogie.
It's so great when it's man doing it, you
Yeah.
know, because that's sort of his ethos. And whereas Batman versus Superman, he eventually comes around and goes, "We needed him." Him aligning himself with probably the most evil person on the planet makes Lex Luthor look like a Boy Scout.
Yeah.
Ronald Reagan makes Batman's attack against Superman and then what he eventually does after just is such a fuck you to these people who think they're so much smarter and know
such
how
a
to control a
legend.
populace. Yeah, but go ahead. That's the
No,
last thing I'll say about that.
you're 100% right. It's so awesome because he's beating the shit out of him, and Superman's got super hearing. He hears Bruce's heart. He knows he's going into cardiac arrest, and he's like, "Bruce, your heart." And Bruce is like, "Yeah, you get it now. I'm gonna die, but you're gonna get this message. You're gonna know before I die, I fucking beat you."
Yeah,
If it's the last thing I
and he's
do.
also he would have rather died.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I
He's
think
like,
he was kind of probably pissed when
Yeah,
it sparked back up
this
in
is
the
his
grave.
last act. You know, Joker's gone. Harvey's gone. There's no other. I mean,
very Rorschach of him.
yes, yeah, exactly. This is yeah.
Never surrender.
Never
Yeah.
surrender. Yeah, never again. Never surrender.
Yeah, that's a white flag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you surrender, it's a
Who
red
white?
flag too, I guess. Well, surrender is a white flag.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, you guys are smart.
No, I was.
We're agreeing with you.
We were listening to you.
I'm not used to it. I'm kidding. You guys listen. I like it.
Anyway, so Batman dies. They realize that Batman was Bruce Wayne. It's the funeral's there. Selena's there.
The house blows up.
Yeah, Alfred sets off the house and then has a
Of
stroke.
course.
And then he dies
They
of a
had
stroke.
to have an explosion.
Yeah, Alfred dies right after.
Yeah, he goes,
man.
how utterly
Oh, because he
proper.
had a stroke, right?
Yeah,
He's like, I can't believe what I just done.
yeah. It's.
that burning toast.
That's what you smell.
Oh my
before.
God! Yeah.
Yeah, it's burning feathers.
What was it?
What
What
that
did
from?
Carmine say on Sopranos? Nobody smells that hair, and then he kills
burnt
over.
hair, yeah, exactly.
Get the egg salad out of his mouth.
It's always something like burning before
Burning,
someone
yeah.
dies. So if I ever
Well,
hear
that's a
someone
symbol
say
of a-
something
that's a
burning,
sign
I'd
of
be
a
like, we're
stroke,
gonna die.
or right?
An animal blundetto.
Something.
That fucking can't even say his name because they're stupid.
Yeah.
That's why.
Whatever happened
Whatever
there?
happened there? Let me tell you a couple of treat things.
Let me tell you two things about one thing, okay?
And after he does at the news conference, Batman dead, it's Bruce Wayne. Reagan's like, oh, good job. The Gipper can now go back to funding around Contras. But Superman hears the heartbeat at the grave and knows he's alive.
And he winks
Yeah,
at Carrie
and
He
Kelly.
winks at Carrie and he goes, okay. Because I honestly think by that point, I sort of forgave Soups.
Yeah,
I forgave
I
him
did too.
because he could have just gone right back into the grave, dug him up, and just bashed him like Homelander until he was gone. But he goes, all right, this is sort of our gentleman's agreement. You're not going to have the face. You're not going to bother us anymore. Carrie knows something that we're going to leave you alone. And then his legacy becomes, which is what the Bat fam always was, even though we don't have a Dick, Tim, Jason, Barbara. We have the Sons of Batman, and he takes them underground.
And Oliver.
And he shows them. He basically starts his own dojo.
Yeah. Yeah, him, Carrie, Oliver, and the Sons of the Batman. Except they're going to be operating underground. He's following Oliver's advice.
Yes.
Dude, how is it? Okay, so I know his heart beats and, Superman hears it, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then, who's there? Selena? Or,
Carrie.
Carrie.
Yeah, Carrie.
Yeah.
Selena's at the funeral, but
She's like, I'm out. Yeah. Finally, that's over. But, like, he's breathing in the casket underneath there alive, but, like, you could keep him down there and he could suffocate and die.
Well, I'm sure there's air holes in there and, like...
They're like, just in case. They always do that at funerals.
Think about what's her name, the bride in Kill Bill. Like, she would have survived down. She wouldn't have died of suffocation. I don't think.
But like, how long can you last? I can't Google that. I'm already flagged. How long can someone live 6 feet under?
I'm sure he's got an oxygen mask or something in there.
Oh, really? So they knew he was still alive when they buried him?
He was trained by Pai Mei actually to punch the wood 6 inches.
And then David Blaine showed up. That's crazy.
I think Carrie probably buried him or had something to do with it.
Carrie likes to bury.
Carrie likes to bury.
Halle Berry.
I mean,
wasn't Oliver.
Yeah. Nope.
I can't dig
That's what they show. He's just doing it with the arrows.
With the hair.
Oh, God.
One spork going at it.
You know I have one arm. I can't spit these.
For such a dark Batman story, it probably has the happiest ending or the most optimistic ending for all Batman stories. It's one of
the few that doesn't end with a DA getting acid thrown in his face.
No, seriously, that's how Joker 2 or 3 will end. I guarantee you. Yeah. Harvey Dent is his foil, and while he's on trial, he will throw acid in his face.
Is Harvey Dent going to be the new Joker?
No, Harvey Dent is in Joker 2.
He is?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He's, instead of Batman, because we saw Bruce as the kid at the end, Harvey will be the Joker's foil.
Oh, interesting.
And because Harvey's, Arthur's on trial for killing Robert De Niro for making Meet the Parents. Yeah. And I think,
foiled it.
I'm taking you down, Arthur.
I'm taking you down.
Circle of trust. You're out.
I got nipples, Arthur. Can you milk me? I think that's what's going to happen.
I got Nazi nipples.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
It's part of the book.
I know.
The mafia.
You're like, I thought we were over this.
Now we circle back.
Yeah.
Just like the Nazis. Now we call them Republicans.
Now you're bad.
I'm sick of these Nazi nipples.
I don't.
It's my nips, Bizarro.
It's my fucking morons putting swastikas on their fucking nipples. This is a crucifixion for people that like to walk around shirtless.
It's a crucifixion, and it's a real problem. We gotta solve it. Final thoughts, though?
Yeah. Do you have any?
I thought it was good. Again, Superman.
Okay, that was enough.
She had really good insight. She said it was good.
What were you going to say about Superman?
No, Superman, I don't know. I mean, I kind of said this before, but, like, he kind of, like, irks me. He, like, gives me the, like, he rubs me the wrong way in this book for some reason. I don't know why.
I think that's the writing, though.
Right? Because I do like him.
There are many great Superman books.
Yeah, like All-Star Superman, Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow. I mean, it's all about if he's written the right way. Like Alan Moore, we were talking about.
And people just have different takes based on who's writing it. Like, they're not kind of going by the same thing.
James Gunn loves Superman, and you can totally tell he's going to be a Christopher Reeve-esque dun-da-da-da.
Yeah.
But, like, Snyder had what really killed Superman was the dark Superman take. That's not Superman. Superman is the
that's
bright
why I was like, I felt
universe.
guilty feeling that way.
But he don't jive with there's times where him and Batman are the world's finest. There's times where their styles completely clash, and the times where they clash, it's bad. And when they're good, they're good. It's like a toxic relationship, but at the end of the day, they're each other's best friends.
And Superman always falls in line with the government. That's why the book Red Sun is so fascinating, which was written by
Do you
Mark
know about
Millar.
that one?
It's on our list. It's a really good book. It's all about what happens if Superman.
It's like we recorded this 6 weeks ago. You didn't read that?
It's all about what happens if Superman lands in Soviet Russia instead of Kansas. So he becomes an agent of Stalin. Yeah, I mentioned this to you before.
Yeah. I'm like, who would have told me such a thing?
It's
It's a 50-50 chance.
in the green. Hello, Slater. Did you know there's a book called Red Sun where Superman lands in Russia? She's like, Brent, I'm just trying to get on. But listen to before you do your stand-up comedic act.
They're like, welcome to the stage. Welcome to the stage. Brent, shut up.
Yeah. By the way, your next comic is a big fan of Red Sun. It's a story about Superman where he lands in Soviet Russia.
Do you guys bring each other up as the host of Secret Identity?
We raise each other up
She
in
did
life
actually
and
recently.
on stage.
She
Yes.
brought me up.
Yeah.
She brought me up
I
as one
did,
of the
and
hosts
I
of
got
Secret
really
Identity.
excited. And I plugged Secret Identity.
that makes me
I
very
was like, what do you want me to say going up? He's like, I'm like, Secret Identity,
Well,
dude.
you're
Let's
part of
fucking
things, too.
plug this.
Well, she said he's one of 3 hosts of Secret Identity. Yeah. He's the gayest of the hosts.
He is one of the worst hosts on a podcast that I also do.
I'm so glad we did this one. I think we had to do this one. It's one of the greatest graphic
so
novels.
Yeah,
of all
much
time.
it was
Yeah.
mandatory.
Yeah, I know. Everyone was requesting this.
I know we're getting a lot of Batman ones in, but it's
Yeah.
you have to understand we're doing it because
You have
guys
to
are
understand.
asking.
Exactly.
And
I
we
have
love
a
to do
fixation.
Batman
Yes.
ones.
But also, just real quick on this,
Yes.
because I've been exposed to the Joker many times, and I think this was the sickest rendition of him for me.
Oh, just wait till you get to killing.
Because
Joker.
the freaking just ruthlessness,
The ruthless killing, right? You
and
just-
the gassing and the weird little robot kids and like the tunnel of love, and then him doing it, and I was just like, dude, this guy like keeps topping himself on being so bad.
I actually think this Joker might be more creepy for me than the Killing Joke Joker, even though that Joker is so evil, because it's
Yeah.
still trying to elicit sympathy somewhat in
Yes.
the Killing Joke.
Yes.
For how this
the
one
Red
is,
Hood
yeah.
origin. and
This
everything,
one's
yeah.
just tunnel vision,
He's got
tunnel
this
of love
weird,
vision.
loving relationship for
Yeah,
Batman too.
he's got the heart on
Yeah.
for him, and
Yeah,
also
that's like ultimate like weird ass stalker status, like fucking killing spree, like
Yeah,
no heart.
that-
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
He
like-
was
yeah.
like he surprised me. He came out of left field a lot, and I didn't like it.
It's kind of like Joffrey versus Ramsay on Game of Thrones to me. Everything Ramsay does is so evil, but for whatever reason, Joffrey irked me more because you know how Ramsay is the way he is.
Yes.
They explain his or
Yes,
Joffrey
yes,
was given
yes.
everything.
If
and it was just horrible.
if
Yeah.
those two fucked, that would be this Joker.
I don't think we often see the Joker like this because he usually has the grand plan of like, if you don't do this by this, then this will happen. This one is, Batman's out. I'm older. I don't have a lot of time. I'm just going to kill indiscriminately.
there
And
was-
when you see a man that psychotic and that deranged and that removed from reality with nothing to lose, kill indiscriminately, it is terrifying, especially when it happens in a place called the Tunnel of Love.
Yeah.
Just when, I mean, the book is great and I love the movie. The movie is almost panel for panel adaptation. We were watching the movie the other day. When he's going through the Tunnel of Love, just capping people to left and right, not even looking,
It was-
I'm like sort of not breathing. I'm
Yeah.
like, this is hard
it
to
gave
watch.
like school shooter vibes.
It's like it's so rare because they portray the Joker as evil cool, you know. But this, you're like, oh no, this is it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he planned this.
Well, this
shit
is why
all
I
out.
think he's the greatest villain of all time.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing to sympathize with him.
No,
Yeah,
The
it was
Heath
just
Ledger
cold.
Yeah, because that's the
Cold.
thing about the Arthur Fleck version. I don't even consider that the Joker. I
No.
consider that Arthur Fleck.
Yes, yes.
It's a completely different character.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I was gonna say because I usually have a soft spot for Joker, which makes me feel like, am I a fucked up
Because of
person?
Arthur Fleck.
I think the Arthur Fleck version of the Joker is a fuck you to the incels who idolize the Joker and go, this is what happens when you dig deep into everyone else's wrong and you're the lone wolf.
Yeah.
When you really should be the person who Arthur could have been. That's a cautionary tale. So I don't think we need to see a Gotham Batman-esque verse. The Joker we see with Joaquin and Arthur Fleck is constantly, he needs to be punished and reprimanded for what he does. Joker we see in an Elseworlds like Pattinson or in a comic like that always has to have his foil of Batman because that's the one bad day thing. That's the... Oh, you and I both looked into the abyss. The only difference is when it looked back at you, you blinked.
Yes.
And that's still Batman. At the end of this, he's still ready to keep fighting, and he knows it's not going to be him. It's going to be the next generation. And he was able to take this group that had he not sort of bucked down their leader and showed them another way in which they could do things, he took them and made them good. And that's the point of Batman.
Is there any Marvel villain that's even close to the Joker in that level of evil? That there's nothing sympathetic because Magneto,
Evil!
Carnage, cool,
Carnage.
You right.
That
Carnage.
was fast.
No, he's right. There was
know what I'm talking
nothing
about.
redeeming about Carnage, like because I was thinking Doom,
Evil for the sake of
sympathetic,
evil.
Magneto sympathetic, even Thanos. I mean, it was scarred. It was disgusting. It's
Yeah.
a simp.
It was fucking
He's a simp.
disgusting.
Yeah. No,
Look
Carnage.
Look at him.
But Joker
I
makes
can't look at you.
evil
You're
for the
fucking
sake
gross.
of evil, but which is the opposite of the mission statement of
That
this
was good.
podcast. Good for the sake of good. I love gushing over the things that we love, and I love that we're able to convert you to the dark side a little bit more each time we do an episode.
Yeah,
And
I
your
feel
insights are-
myself slowly anamorphing.
Well, it's the good thing is nerd stock is up right now, and the true believers love you
Investors, possibly you.
just as we love the true believers. Any last thoughts, Mr. Birnbaum?
Read this book. Continue reading.
Read this book.
Continue reading comic books. We love comic books so much.
We love them.
Yeah. And
Please
thank
keep
you.
commenting. They always generate a very interesting dialogue, and they help us provide a North Star on what you guys want to hear, because after all, we are service-based providers, not just a hot piece of ass.
Yeah.
But until the next issue, true believers, live long, prosper, Excelsior. You can follow me at TroyBond69.
Marvel Jesus.
You can follow Slater at...
Slater_Harrison.
And Mr. Birnbaum at...
At Brent Birnbaum, no underscores.
No underscore. And until then...
You just underscore me.
Yeah.